All right. So there's a couple of things here. Um, the reward area was covered by the price action. That's the first thing I want to point out here, that actually did happen. So what I'm also doing is defining these ranges, right? Price action ranges, potential price action ranges, and what actually exactly are those ranges. So one of the ones I defined this as the reward zone. I did define this as a reward zone, um, but it used this slope and sold at this slope down into here, and I said I would be interested in a buy. Um, it didn't go into here, didn't exactly touch it, but it was less than a pip away, touching it. Obviously, you can see that right here. It was like, well, maybe 1 pip, okay. And then if you bought, it would have come up to this price, the closing price. But as far as the horizontal polarities, if you use this as a forecast, a general directional forecast with the horizontal polarities, um, you also, I would stop down on these, but you also would have risk regions to tradable risk and reward regions until eventually, if you scale into each order, after each losing order, eventually you would hit one of these. You would cover one of these reward regions and hit one of those targets, and you can see this happened. Almost happened here for the target, right? So it failed as a sell. It failed 1, 2, 3, 4, at most 4 times, and then on the 5th time, you're scaling in each time. It hit the target on the 5th time. And I'm not sure about this. Like if there actually was, this appears as there's no recorded data there. But on the 5th scaled attempt, it did hit this, and then not only that, it hit the target. It hit, or covered the reward zones 1, 2, 3 times. So in this attempt, it failed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at most 6 times. On the 7th time, it hit the reward area. On this time, it hit the target the first time. But actually, if I would not have been buying, because there's no target there for me to buy. So it's more like 3 times it would have failed on the sell. So 1, 2, I think 2 or 3 times would have failed. On the 3rd time, covered the target area. The first time covers the target area, and then here, it's still on the first attempt to cover this target area. So the next, I can leave it there, or I can correct the polarities if I want. And if you're okay just scaling in and trying to hit the reward target again after each failure, then that's fine. And that's all you have to do is scale in for the next order, and then it should cover the other losses. But this is not necessarily updated every day unless there are some other polarities, significant polarities that are indicated. I do suggest using recent polarities and not older ones. So it was the max and mins to identify possible polarities. So this min right here, this is a very strong. This could be a very strong polarity here, but I still have that marked, so that would be fine. I would be, since the price is around here now, I would be interested in making another polarity around here, and this looks like one here. At this level here, you can see. If I use this marker here, I don't think that it really represents it, but I think this would be a little bit too off. I think something like more like this. What I've noticed is that if you see that, you see some polarity action here, some mins and maxes, and it's slightly higher, it's slightly off of these older maxes. So this would have been at the level at this time, but now this level has moved up a little bit to here, to this polarity. You can see that, and so that might move again, and that actually might be this that we're seeing right here. So you might see a polarity. This polarity is shifting up a little. So also what we might do is just put it right there, like something like this, something like that, right? So this range would be a polarity, and so we can use that as a target. I mean, this would be a 6 pips to 18, so that's still a 1 to 3, and if it was buying, it would be a 6 to 24, 1 to 4, right? And so if we decide to sell, then we're going to hit this low here, or within here somewhere, right? And if you decide to buy again, you can either do it at this somewhere between this level, or you want to sell again, right? If you want to exit and then enter again as a sell, consider doing it at this level after it's past this level, and then possibly we can use this as this looks like a polarity level right here. These are just suggestions until I find something clear, or you want to find something more long term. And also you can align them to the diagonal forecasts trend lines. So I'll change now. Okay, so what we see for what I want to say here is the average trend tractors. This one is out of range. You've seen it before. We know it's there. We know that the price will eventually go to it. We saw a little of that here. So that's 360 pips away. Now this could shift significantly, but this is a long term. This is a very long term trend, a tractor. So there's a very high probability that we'll see some uptrend activity in that direction. Now if we zoom in, we can see that most of the other trends, shorter trends, are here, right around where the price is right now. Continuing there, we can see that this reward gap here, it looks like it's in the process of covering right now as we speak. There's nothing above it, which means that it has an interest to cover this range. And again, there's nothing above it, so we can't use this as a risk. I don't have any risk area here to use for a stop region. So if you want to risk it targeting this, how I can do this is see what horizontal polarities do I have around this area, especially that max price, this max price. So I've got one right here. So if we get under this price here, I can use this as a risk region and to hit this target. Okay, so until it does that, actually, I could set a buy to hit this target, which is slightly above here. Okay, so, but what I think is probably going to happen is it will want to fill this reward region first, and this being a risk region, it might hit this and then come back up in here and hit this as a reward again. So it might go down and then sideways like this. Either that, or it will skip this risk region and will just drop. Okay, so there's a few things will happen. Either it will go down, hit this, and then it will come back up and stop here, around here, or it will continue up like it did this day, or it will come down here, it will skip this, past this risk region and just keep dropping down. So either way, you know that the using this forecast projection, you cover this as a reward. This is your stop region. Either way, if you're buying back up, hitting this target, or just continuing, or if it passes this risk region, you still use it as a stop region for this continued drop. Knowing that, you can use these horizontal polarities. So when it's trading either side of these, this price here is 102.62. If I come back here, you can see that 102.62 is right. Is right around this right here, this polarity target and risk region, which I talked about and identified earlier. So you'll use this as the stop region. Sell if it passes it. Hit this as a target. Okay, that's it for today, and let's check it out tomorrow.